Alright everybody, here we go with the big compilation of the best deals on the eShop right now for Black Friday or Cyber Monday that you can pick up for less than $5 over the weekend. We have a ton of games on today's list, and I'll have chapters down below with important information so you can make your last minute decisions and things like that. I really do appreciate you all being here with us for the Black Friday and now Cyber Monday coverage. This time of year there are a ton of games to scroll through, and it can be tough to narrow down the ones that are worth your time or your money. So I hope with the last few episodes we've been able to help out at least a little bit in that regard. Now today we'll start off with about 15 to 20 new games, and then we'll recap the games that are still on sale from the past videos. That way you'll have everything in one nice neat place and won't have to bounce around from video to video quite so much. And of course I'll do the same for the other price ranges, so if you want to stick around for that, just make sure to sub and hit the bell, plus that'll qualify you for any of the giveaways that we do here at the channel, and we have a big one coming up for December. Welcome everyone, I'm JP, and as always I'm excited to share the deals. This is actually one of the most exciting times for creators like myself. It's basically like sharing a good deal with a bunch of friends. And with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Stay safe out there and please enjoy the video. Alright, we'll start off with Lost Castle, which is a roguelike with a cartoonish look and features online and local co-op, making it a great value if you want to have a fun game to play with friends. It has a download around 850 megabytes and offers more than 30 hours of gameplay on average. Now it is incredibly tough, and each run is randomized even down to the character and weapon that you start with. Right now it's on sale for just $1.99 and 80% discount until the 28th and a new low. Lost Wing is sort of a third-person action game where we pilot a cool spaceship through 3 different worlds, taking down enemies and bosses along the way, while having to avoid hazards and of course survive until the end. Now the game has an amazing soundtrack, and while the main story isn't too long, maybe 2 hours or so, it does have a ton of replayability, plus it's just fun to play overall, and it's easy to pick up in short sessions. Right now it's marked down 75% to just $1.99, matching an all-time low until the 2nd. Mana Spark, the Complete Edition, is a top-down RPG offering 9 to 10 hours of gameplay with a download around 500 megabytes. Now this version includes all 4 playable characters, the new dungeon and boss battles, as well as the 2-player local assisted co-op. It's another incredibly tough game with a deep combat system, and it's also a roguelike, so keep that in mind. It is very addictive, and right now you can pick it up for just $1.99 until December 4th, matching an all-time low. Next up we have Rift Adventure, which is a single-player platform adventure game with a download around 170 megabytes, and it should take roughly 4 to 6 hours to wrap up. Now it has a fun gameplay loop where you take portals to different worlds, collect loot, and then bring it back to sell or upgrade your gear. There's also a town defense side to the game, which is pretty important as well, and overall it's a solid package for just $1.99. Right now it's marked down 75% and matching a previous low until the 15th. Phantom Trigger is an action-adventure title with a download around 700 megabytes and a main story that will last about 4 to 6 hours to wrap up. In this one we follow Stan as his life is radically changed and his reality is shifted. There are 5 distinct worlds to explore, an in-depth combat system that merges slasher-type elements with standard RPG mechanics, making for a pretty unique game with multiple endings, and you can get it on sale for just $3.74, marked down 75% until the 8th. Grimvalor is an amazing 2D action RPG with a 1 gig download and a story that will last players more than 10 hours to wrap up. It has great controls, fast action, fun combat, and they even offer New Game Plus for added replay value. In this one we set out to discover what happened to our lost king while fighting off an invasion into our castle. It's a surprisingly deep game with upgrades, secrets, and tons of content, and right now it's on sale for just $4.54, a new low price until the 5th. Next we have Super Meat Boy, which is a single-screen puzzle platformer with a download around 225 megabytes, offering local multiplayer for 2 people. Now with this one the difficulty will drastically determine how much time you get from it. Some people might find it more frustrating than it's worth, while others will absolutely love the brutal nature. I personally fall into the category of people that enjoy video game pain, so for me it was a lot of fun. If you're interested though, it's on sale for just $4.94, marked down 67% again into the 5th. Aegis Defenders is a multiplayer action platformer with some tower defense thrown into the mix. The download comes in at about 1.5 gigs and it should offer more than 10 hours of gameplay on average. Now it has local co-op for 2 players and sees us exploring, building, and defending our home base as we search for a legendary weapon. It's another great game for multiplayer action, and if you're interested in Aegis Defenders, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends again on the 5th for just $4.99, a 75% discount. Conarium is a single-player 3D adventure title with a roughly 4 gig download and again a story that will last nearly 5 hours to finish up. In this one, players have to explore and solve puzzles while avoiding enemies and working through the story. What's really cool is there are multiple endings based on your choices, and it has an intense soundtrack that adds a lot to the scary tone of the game. Right now it's on sale for just $4.99, marked down 75% again until the 5th, an all-time low. Next we have Child of Light, the Ultimate Edition, which is a 2D RPG with a download just over 2 gigs, and again it offers more than 10 hours of gameplay for 1 or 2 players with local co-op. The story in this one revolves around a young female protagonist on her quest to save her father and her kingdom at the same time, and the game combines fun exploration with turn-based combat and puzzle solving. It's a fun RPG, another great soundtrack, and right now it's on sale for just $4.99 with a 75% discount, matching a previous low until the 5th. Don't Starve, the Nintendo Switch Edition, is a single-player survival game with an absolute ton of content on offer, plenty of different characters to play as, and it has an addictive gameplay loop all wrapped up in a 1.4 gig download. Now this one definitely doesn't hold your hand at all though from the start and will take a little bit of trial and error to get used to, but once you get rolling, it really can be a lot of fun. If you're interested in Don't Starve here on the Switch, you can pick it up for just $4.99, marked down 75% again until the 5th, or if you want to take the game online, Don't Starve Together is just $11.99. Next we have The Last Day of June, which is an emotional game and basically acts as a visual novel telling a story of love and loss. In this one we're spending June's last day with her, and throughout the story players will get to do some light puzzle solving and interact with the story. Each choice you make though is permanent and can have unforeseen consequences, which gives a little replay value as well. If you're interested in this one, just be ready for the emotional story. Right now it's on sale for just $4.99, marked down 75%, again until the 5th. Mark of the Ninja Remastered is a single-player stealth action game with a 2D graphical design and a really cool stealth cover system that allows you to play more loose and go in like a madman, or if you want, you can really take advantage of all the shadows and ambush your opponents. It has a download around 3.6 gigs and again offers more than 10 hours of main story gameplay, plus this version includes the DLC as well, and right now it's on sale for just $4.99, marked down 75%, again an all-time low until the 5th. Rad is a single-player action RPG with a download around 4 gigs and it offers dozens of hours of gameplay due to the addictive and fun action, plus there's nearly unlimited amounts of random customization that you can do. Now the game is a roguelike and each run you'll find yourself with different mutations that will alter your look and the way that you get to play. Not all mutations are great of course, and it really is a unique game. Right now it's back on sale for just $4.99, matching a previous low, again until the 5th. Torchlight II is an amazing action RPG designed to be fun either solo or with a group of friends. It offers both local and online co-op for up to 4 people and has a download around 2 gigs. Now at its heart it's a hack and slash RPG, and the dungeon crawling elements are top notch, plus you even have character customization options as well, and a massive open world to explore. When you finish you can even jump into New Game Plus for even more playtime, and right now it's on sale for just $4.99, 75% off, matching a previous low until the 29th. Viviette is a single-player horror survival game with a roughly 4 to 5 hour story and a download that comes in at just about 125 megabytes. This one plays a lot like Resident Evil, just with a top-down view and a retro aesthetic. Players will have to explore the huge haunted mansion while solving puzzles and pushing the story forward, all while trying to avoid being caught by a roaming monster. This is definitely a solid pickup, right now on sale for just $4.99, half price until the 2nd. Duke Nukem 3D World Tour. This is an amazing retro first-person shooter, and it offers both local and online multiplayer for up to 8 people at one time, making it an excellent pick, and the download is just over 600 megabytes, so it won't hurt the SD card either. Now the game has all of the original content as well as some bonus stuff thrown into the mix, and it runs great on the Switch. Right now it's on sale for just $1.99, 80% off, and a new low until December 5th. Hammerwatch is yet another solid option for online or local co-op. This one is another top-down action RPG, but with more of a dungeon crawl feel to it. Now the game is incredibly difficult right from the start, but you do have a few different classes to pick from, and they all play a bit differently from one another. Plus teamwork is key to success, so you'll want to play with people that you can communicate with well. Right now Hammerwatch is on sale for just $1.99, again 80% off until the 5th. Wunderling is a single-player puzzle platformer with a download around 1 gigabyte, and it offers a main story that should take players anywhere between 5 and 10 hours to wrap up, depending on how much you want to explore and search for different collectibles. See, this game is definitely a collectathon, and this version has new levels, new items, and expanded story, and right now it's on sale for $199, which is a new low until the 29th. Moonlighter is a 2D action platformer that offers local co-op for 2 players, and it has a download just under 600 megabytes. Now the main story with this one will last about 3 hours or so, but it's really fun and the game is easy to pick up and play with a friend anytime. Now there are hidden upgrades and other secrets to find, plus more than 10 worlds to explore, each with their own tough boss guarding them. Right now it's on sale for just $249, marked down 75% until the 28th, again a new low. Next we have Broforce, which is a really cool action platform shooter that's all about destruction and mayhem. The entire game is one big nostalgia trip as it's all themed around old action heroes from the 80s and 90s. It has a download around 700 megabytes and offers maybe 10 to 15 hours of gameplay. Now this is another game that's a blast with friends due to it having both online and local co-op for up to 4 people. Right now Broforce is on sale for just $299, again 80% off and a new low until the 5th. Next up we have Snake Pass, which is a unique 3D adventure game where we play as a snake, and the game really does a pretty good job of mimicking the physics of how a snake might move and how that would translate to the controls in the player's hand. It does take a bit of getting used to, but it's a lot of fun once you get it down, and the game has a ton of content on offer, maybe 8 to 10 hours of gameplay on average. Right now it's on sale for just $299, 85% off, and again a new low until the 5th, and the download is just over 4 gigs. The Last Campfire is a gorgeous puzzle-style adventure game offering roughly 6 hours of gameplay, and the download comes in at about 2.5 gigs. Now the story with this one is incredibly emotional and it really grips you in, so don't be surprised if you end up finishing it in one session. There's no combat, just light exploration and puzzle solving, so it's relaxing as well. The game really is gorgeous on the Switch, and right now it's on sale at a new low of just $299, again 80% off until the 5th. Next up we have Moonlighter, which is a single-player top-down action RPG with a download just under 2 gigs, and it offers dozens of hours of gameplay, which is very addictive and has players exploring and clearing dungeons at night, and then during the day selling the loot they found the night before. Again, it's incredibly addictive as I said, and the combat is so much fun. Right now it's on sale for just $374 for the base game or $579 for the complete edition, which adds the DLC into the mix. If you're interested in either, the sale ends on the 7th. Sheepo is a single-player Metroidvania that was developed by one person and offers roughly 3 or 4 hours of gameplay on average with a download around 350 megabytes. The game has great controls, a huge map to explore, tons of secrets and collectibles to find, plus you can find different forms that will allow you to access new areas of the map, which is a cool twist on the genre mechanics. It's another fun game that gets overlooked often, but right now it's on sale for just $384 with a discount of 65%, bringing it down to a new low price until the 5th. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection is a collection of several games and extras from Konami with a download around 1.5 gigs, and it offers dozens of hours of gameplay. You get a ton of classic games from the original all the way through Bloodlines and even a new game for us here in the US. It's a great way for longtime fans or newcomers to jump into these games and play again. Right now it's on sale for just $399 along with several other collections at new low prices, and the sale ends on the 5th. Next we have Ruiner, which is a dark and gritty top-down twin-stick shooter with a pretty hefty download around 7.6 gigs, but it does offer roughly 10 to 15 hours of main story that's full of memorable moments and a ton of fun gameplay. The shooting mechanics feel great and the boss battles are pretty unique. Now I love the look and the sound design as well, and if you're interested in Ruiner, it's on sale at a new low price of just $399, again marked down 80% until the 5th. Super Meat Boy Forever is the sequel to one of the most infamously tough single-screen platformers that hit the Switch a few years ago. Now this one does have a pretty hefty download around 6.4 gigs, so make sure you have the space for it, and it's limited to single player only, which is kinda sad. Now it'll definitely kick your butt once again, and if you're interested, it's on sale for just $399, 80% off until the 29th. Demon Turf Neon Splash is a really colorful single-player action platformer with a download just under 900 megabytes, and it offers roughly 4 to 6 hours of gameplay on average. Now in this one we find ourselves trapped inside of a painting, having to work our way through an obstacle course basically in order to escape. The game has a really cool checkpoint system allowing you to place them pretty much anywhere you want, so it's friendly to newcomers as well, and right now it's on sale for just $424, a new low once again until the 5th. Castle on the Coast is an indie 3D platformer offering 2-player local co-op and a story that should last roughly 3 or 4 hours or so, and it has a download around 1 gig. Now with this one, just keep in mind 2-player is more like assisted co-op where you assist the main player, but still it's kind of a neat feature in a 3D adventure game like this one. The game is definitely another collectathon and a pretty great beginner game for young ones or those new to the genre. Right now it's on sale for just $4.49 until December 1st, once again a new low. Haven Park is one of my favorite games to relax with and just kick back and enjoy. It's a top-down puzzle-style park sim of sorts, where you're tasked with rebuilding and restoring your grandma's park to its former glory for the campers to enjoy. Now, of course, you'll have quests to guide you along and you can build your own campsites. It's just a peaceful and relaxing game with a great soundtrack. If you're interested in Haven Park, right now it's on sale for just $4.49, half price and a new low until the 5th with a download around 570 megabytes. Next we have Bladed Fury, which is a single-player action-adventure title with a download around 760 megabytes and a story that can be wrapped up in about 4 hours. The game has an absolutely gorgeous art style and the combat is fast and fluid with tight controls, and the story does enough to drive the game forward. Really, there's nothing to complain about, and it's on sale for 75% off, bringing it down to a new low of just $4.99 until the 2nd. Next we have Exit the Gungeon, which is a single-player 2D shooter and the sequel to one of my favorite indie games here on the Switch. Now with this one they changed it from a top-down view to the side view, but it's every bit if not even more challenging to complete. It has a download around 550 megabytes and should take players more than 20 hours to finish, so there's definitely a ton of value for the price. Still, most people's interest will probably hinge on that change to the 2D view, but it is on sale at a new low for just $4.99 until the 5th. Horn Knight is a single-player retro-themed action platformer with more than 30 levels, cool boss battles, solid controls, and for those that find these games a bit tough, there's a difficulty setting as well to help out. It's definitely a bit on the tougher side as default and will require precise movements and timing, but again it's a great value at just $1.99. You can pick it up with a 67% discount until the 2nd, and the download is right around 200 megabytes. Next we have The Bug Butcher, which is a fun arcade-style shooter that offers 2-player local co-op with tons of stages that are full of fast-paced action and plenty of replay value to justify the asking price. Now it is one of those vertical shooters where you'll have to position yourself under the enemies and you can only shoot straight up in the air, so keep that in mind, but it can get really hectic, especially with the second player, and right now it's on sale for just $1.99, 75% off again until the 2nd. Mahluk Dark Demon is a 2D action platformer available again with local co-op for 2 players, and it offers a main story that should last several hours due to the extreme difficulty level. Again, the game has an amazing retro look and feel to it, and it has the player hacking and slashing through 16 amazing stages on the way to one of 3 epic boss battles. There are also secrets as well as new upgrades and spells to find, and right now you can pick it up for just $1.99 until the 8th with the download around 450 megabytes. Next we have Woven, which is a charming 3D adventure type game with a download just over 2.2 gigs, and it offers roughly 10 hours of main story gameplay on average. In this one we play as a clumsy stuffed animal as we set out to put an end to an invasion that's taking place by these evil unknown machines. It's a really relaxing game with some great music and unique visuals, and right now again it's on sale for just $1.99, matching a previous low until the 28th. Next we have Wuppo the Definitive Edition, which is a puzzle platformer that was created by a team of 2 indie devs with a passion for gaming. It offers local co-op for 2 players and it has a download around 510 megabytes. It also has an all-original soundtrack and gorgeous hand-drawn art and animations, plus the level design and puzzles work great together. It's definitely way more fun than I expected at first, and right now it's on sale for just $1.99, marked down 87% until the 29th. Riptide GP Renegade is a fun hydrojet-style racing game that offers local multiplayer for up to 4 people, and online mode expands that up to 8. This is a great value if you have a group of friends to play with, or if you enjoy playing online, and on top of that it has a small download just under 300 megabytes, and the online servers have always been stable anytime I tried to play. Plus it has character and vehicle customization, which is always nice, and right now it's on sale for just $2.99, marked down 70% until the 29th. Depth of Extinction is a game similar to Mario & Rabbids or XCOM with strategic turn-based combat scenarios, only from a smaller indie developer, so it does lack a bit of polish around the edges. It has a small download just under 600 megabytes, and while the story is somewhat lacking, they did nail the combat, and I think fans of the genre will feel right at home with this one. If you're interested in Depth of Extinction, right now it's on sale for just $374, marked down 75% until the 2nd. Mr. Shifty is a single-player, top-down action game with a download just over 4.5 gigs, and it offers roughly 5 to 6 hours of main story gameplay on average. Now this is an all-out intense game with cool moves, combos, and you have the ability to teleport behind your opponents to ambush them. The look and sound design are great as well, and overall it's just a blast to play, again with non-stop action, and right now it's on sale for just $374, a 75% discount matching a previous low until the 8th. SpeedRunners is a competitive party-style platform racer that has 4-player action both in local and online modes. You can race against other people or bots on different courses that all have different kinds of obstacles or hazards to avoid. In addition to that, each player has weapons and such that they can use against one another to make things even more difficult. The online servers for this one have always been stable, and it's an absolute blast if you have a few friends to play with. And right now you can pick it up for just $374, marked down 75% and matching a previous low until the 8th, with a download around 600 megabytes. Next up we have Donut County, which is a fun little puzzle style game with a download around 380 megabytes and a main story that can be wrapped up in just a couple of hours. It has a simple premise where you take control of a sinkhole and it grows bigger with each thing or person that you eat up. Now it can become pretty funny to see how everything reacts on screen, and of course the story doesn't try to take itself too serious, which is great as well. It's definitely a silly little game and relaxing as heck, but right now it's on sale for $379, matching a previous low until the 5th, and it's definitely worth checking out. Dungeons of Dreadrock is a single-player puzzle-style adventure game with a small download just under 400 megabytes and a story that should last about 6 to 7 hours to wrap up. Now the game has more than 100 puzzle-filled levels that ramp up as you progress, and many of them will require precise timing or planned movements. The retro look and sound are awesome, and the way they sort of blend the action with puzzle solving and RPG mechanics is really cool as well. Right now it's on sale for just $390, marked down 61%, matching a previous low until the 5th. Next we have QUAKE, which is an amazing retro FPS that's been remastered here for modern gen consoles, and the game offers both local and online multiplayer options, with online expanding it from 4 players all the way up to 8, plus the servers have always been stable. With this one you get all the original campaign missions as well as the new expansion and access to download even more content online. If you're interested in QUAKE, be sure to pick it up before the sale ends on the 5th. It's marked down 60% to just $399. GRIS is a gorgeous 2D platformer that centers around a young girl as she navigates through her world. It has a download around 4 gigs and a story that will last about 4 to 6 hours. Now the game is really relaxing with amazing music that draws you in, and without having to worry about dying, you can just enjoy the story and take in the environments. Now there is a bit of light puzzle solving, but nothing too complicated, and right now it's on sale for just $424, marked down 75% again until the 5th, matching an all-time low. Arafel, the Enhanced Edition, is a single-player retro-style RPG with a download around 1 gig and a story that could last more than 20 hours to complete, giving this a ton of value at the sale price. Now this version has been enhanced with an updated battle system, new quests, and a better crafting system as well, plus it looks and runs better. The game has a huge open world to explore and a really good story that I think is definitely worth checking out, especially at just $449. Right now it's marked down 70%, again matching an all-time low until the 5th. Dandara, the Trials of Fear Edition, is a single-player adventure-style game with a main story that will last about 8 to 10 hours or so, and it plays a lot like a 2D Metroidvania, with great sound design and an amazing retro look. The biggest difference from other games in the genre will be the movement system, which does take some getting used to, but it's a lot of fun once you get it down. Now this edition includes all of the enhancements and extra content, and right now it's on sale for just $449, marked down 70% until the 5th. Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon is back on sale at half price this week. This game was made as a love letter to the original Castlevania games, and this series may be one of my favorite indie franchises here on the Switch. The music and graphics are amazing, and the first one offers about 5 to 10 hours of gameplay, plus there are multiple endings as well. On top of that, you have different characters and they all play differently from one another. It really is a solid value right now at $4.99, matching a previous low until the 30th, and the download is under 100 megabytes. Guns, Gore, and Cannoli is an action platformer that offers local co-op for up to 4 players, with a download around 1.4 gigs and a main story that feels like you're watching a Godfather-style movie or something like that. It's amazing and would take roughly 7 hours to wrap up. The voice acting, the animations, the controls, they're all great here, and you can't go wrong as it's on sale right now for just $4.99, marked down 50% until the 29th, but if you want to take the game online, part 2 is just $6.49, and it's great as well. Next up we have Wandersong, which is a very unique 2D platformer where music can be used as both a tool or as a weapon. Now the musical moments act like a minigame of sorts, and the way they implement it into the story and the gameplay is great. We follow a young bard tasked with putting an end to an invasion of ghosts in our hometown. It offers more than 10 hours of gameplay, making it a great value at its current sale price of just $4.99, and you can pick it up with a 75% discount until the 5th, with a download around 2.2 gigs. Alright everybody, thank you all so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video or you like the Switch, we have plenty more content on the channel. Feel free to check it out.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!